is a bonus bite-sized bulletin edition of Countdown, and there are early signs of a potential tidal wave of disastrous polling indicators for convicted felon Donald Trump after he was found guilty of all 34 felony charges Thursday here in New York. 10% of registered GOP voters tell pollsters they are now less likely to vote for Trump. More startlingly, 15% of Republicans, 8% of those identifying as true Trump supporters, say he should now drop out of the presidential race. These are from separate polls by Ipsos for Reuters, by Morning Consult. Reuters polling Thursday and Friday, and in the Reuters poll, 10% of Republican registered voters say they are now less likely to vote for Trump. If even half of those, if 5% actually do not vote for him using Trump's 2020 vote totals, he just lost 7.5 million votes. If spread evenly across the country, he just lost 12 electoral college votes or more. Among independent registered voters, 25% told Reuters that Trump's conviction makes them less likely to support him in November. Remember, yesterday I observed that just 2% of Trump's GOP support in 2016 peeling away from him would have cost him Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and the election. The angry data in the Reuters poll, 18% of independents said they were now more likely to vote for him after the convictions. 35% of Republicans said the same thing, more likely to vote for him. But what does that number actually mean? They're going to vote twice for him? They might try. The Daily Consult polling is from Friday exclusively, and in it, 49% of independents, 15% of Republicans, 8% of self-styled Trump supporters say he should now drop out, end his campaign after the convictions. Those are big numbers. The caveats, what to ask the voters, is not yet solidified even in the pollsters' minds. Daily Consult asked if he should drop out, but did not ask its voters and pollees if they were less likely to vote for him now. Reuters asked if they wouldn't vote for him, but did not ask if he should drop out. More significantly, there is such a thing as verdict shock and scandal shock, and there is such a thing as telling pollsters whatever you think makes you not look like a jerk, and there is still the Teflon Don effect. On the morning of October 2nd, 2016, according to the right-leaning average of polls by Real Clear Politics, Trump trailed Hillary Clinton by 2.5 points. On October 7th, the Access Hollywood Grab Them video was revealed. By October 13th, in that same polling average, Trump nearly trailed by 7 points. He had taken a polling hit of 4.2 points. 1 month and a day after the tape came out, he was elected president. 70% of voters told exit pollsters that they thought Trump's treatment of women was troubling, and 29% of them voted for him anyway. So, today's poll numbers, 10% of registered GOP voters say they are now less likely to vote for him, 8% of those identifying as Trump supporters, and 15% of Republicans saying he should drop out. Those numbers are disastrous, but soft. The big picture, Reuters overall has Biden leading 41-39. The Daily Consult overall is Biden 45-44. These new results, obviously, not baked into the general public perception. But ABC's 538.com reported late Friday, a few pollsters have also asked two versions of the standard "who will you vote for" question in recent weeks. One straightforward one, and one that asked respondents who they would vote for if Trump was convicted in the New York case. On average, Trump went from leading by 1 percentage point in these polls, without considering the conviction, to trailing by 6 points with it. That would mean he's going to take a 7-point hit. We don't know that fully because the two polls I've been quoting here are basically all we've seen, because pollsters, like everybody else in political media and politics, generally are too lazy to work on the weekends. Some incidentals from both of these polls. 60% of registered voters are telling Reuters it is important that the 3 remaining trials take place before the election. 39% say it's not important that they do so. Of course, their opinion seems to be far less important than that of the Supreme Court and Eileen Cannon, who were not polled by either Morning Consult or Reuters. In the Morning Consult poll, 54% approved of the 34 felony convictions. 54% believe Trump committed a crime. Morning Consult also finds 44% of voters think he should go to the slammer. 49% say probation is sufficient. 69% want some kind of monetary fine. Obviously, that would include those who want it in addition to jail or probation. Incredibly, not one key crosstab in either poll comes up with the number 34. However, late Friday night, the Biden campaign seemed to shake off its initial reticence, and it put out a pretty damn funny list of 34 highlights from what it called the unhinged speech Friday afternoon by, quote, convicted felon Donald Trump. The fact that it is willing, the Biden campaign that is, it is willing to use that phrase, convicted felon Donald Trump, may be as important as anything that comes out in the polls. I will not read you all 34 items. They are available everywhere. Number 11 was Trump saying, let me give you the good news, and their take on it, there was no good news. And of course, number 18, you saw what happened to some of the witnesses that were on our side. They were literally crucified by this man who looks like an angel, but he's really a devil. He looks so nice and soft. The Biden campaign response to that, number 18, whoa. And number 13, quote, Trump, the unselect committee of thugs. The Biden response, to be honest, fantastic fantasy football team name. And as always, convicted felon Donald Trump has responded, not to the polling, but to the convictions with his usual calm and never pouring gasoline on a raging fire. From his fundraising text at noon Eastern today, quote, from Trump, they want me behind bars. They want me dead. Well, on the other hand, it doesn't have to be both. This has been a bonus bite-sized bulletin edition of Countdown. It's a new briefer format in addition to the regular episodes. Because of that, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and forward this to somebody who is unaware of it or unfamiliar with the podcast, and to recap the headlines that justify doing this. The first two significant polls to follow Trump's conviction Thursday on 34 felony charges in New York suggest that, at least for the moment, 10% of registered Republicans say they are now less likely to vote for him, 8% of those identifying as Trump supporters, and 15% of Republicans say he should end his presidential campaign and drop out now. Full details on the polling and all the other weekend developments in the next full-length daily Countdown podcast, posting late Monday night and Tuesday morning. Till then, I'm Keith Olbermann. Good day, good night, and good luck.